What is good, YouTube, and welcome back to a brand new video. We're back here on Madden 26 here with another realistic rebuild, and today we got to do one of the most disappointing teams this season, especially for me as a fan of this team, the Washington Commanders. They had the miraculous season last year where they make it all the way to the NFC Championship, and this year it has been a season from hell for them as they are 3-8 on the season. So let's go ahead and jump in and do a Commanders realistic rebuild in Madden 26. Man, oh man, has this been very tough to watch this team this season. The injuries have been a big part of it, but also I think this team just simply overachieved last year. Jaden is great, but injuries have derailed this team, like I said, and the matter of the fact is the defense is also just, like I said, not very good. I don't even know how we got as far as we did last year, to be completely honest with you. But yeah, there are some things to like about this team. Obviously, Terry McLaurin has not played much this season. That's been a big hit to this offense. Jaden Daniels has missed quite a few games. I expect Mariota to start for the rest of the season. There is a chance that the Commanders start Jaden Daniels after the bye. I certainly hope they don't, to be honest with you. I think that's just kind of a big old waste and kind of not necessary. But what we're going to go ahead and do is simulate the rest of this season. I presume we'll continue to be bad. We're 3-8. I want a good draft pick. Unfortunately, we will not have a second round pick because of the Tunsil trade. But there's some things to like here, but there's definitely a lot to work out as well. So let's just get into the offseason, see where we finish out. We actually managed to get 3 more wins to end the season. We finished up at 6-11. So let's go ahead and take a look at the stats. So somehow, someway, our offense finishes 13th in the NFL. Quite surprised by that, to be honest with you. Defensively, you had 17-11 from Mariota, and then Jaden Daniels with 8-2. 8 touchdowns from Bill Krosky-Merritt. You had 300 yards from Chris Rodriguez, and then Debo 957 and 7 touchdowns. Terry McLaurin had 2 touchdowns, 531 yards. Jalen Lane, second leading receiver, but a lot of this is just, not much to look at. There's obviously a lot of things that need to be addressed. A lot of guys I'll probably be letting go. I want to make this team younger. That's the biggest thing I want to do. So let's go ahead and take a look to see who some of those free agents are. So Debo Samuel is an interesting one. At 30 years old, I don't know really what to expect when it comes to Debo Samuel. I would think that there's a high likelihood that he does stay. So I am going to go ahead and give him a short extension for 2 years. He's going to say no, though. I didn't give him more money. I went neutral. Noah Brown can't stay healthy, so we're going to let him go. Savage was just a, late addition. Drake Jackson was picked up, in the midst of the season, but then he got put on IR, but he doesn't want to come back. Chris Paul will let go, even though he hasn't been starting a guard. Jonathan Jones, Jacob Martin, Mariota can go. Reeves can. All right, no, Reeves is a big part of this team. He's been like that for a while, so we'll keep him. And then anybody else that stands out to me, Bobby Wagner is definitely somebody I'm gonna let walk if he's sitting here as well. I love B-Wags, but like I said, I want to make this team younger, so we're gonna make the team younger and let the rest of these guys go. So let's just go take a look at the lineup fully healthy and see what truly needs to be addressed before we hit up free agency. So here is the state of things currently as of right now. So you have Jaden Daniels at the quarterback spot, Terry McLaurin on the outside, McCaffrey, Jalen Lane, Ben Sinnott, Josh Connolly, Sam Cosmin-Biotish, Coleman, and Tunsil. So I like the O-line. I think we can work with this. So I'm actually content with the O-line. Running back, as much as I love Bill, I do think I might look to get like an elite running back if I can. It may be easier said than done. Defensively, here's what things are looking at. You got Sanders still, obviously Trey Amos when he's healthy. Lattimore will be a cut. I just think the Commanders, and I don't think I can cut him while he's injured, weirdly enough, in Madden, but he will definitely be someone I don't see being a part of the Commanders' future. And then Deron Payne must be or no, he's right here. So I do expect Deron Payne to also be somebody that doesn't stick around. I could be wrong. If we released him, we'd free up $17 million. So might be something I look into, but it also may not be necessary because we do have cap space as it is. But I've done enough yapping. Let's go hit up free agency. Let's try to get some good additions here. Probably not gonna be able to fix everything in one off season, but man, do I really hope we can get a couple of guys because we really need it. So I have made 5 offers in free agency, most of them on the defensive side of the football, as I'm looking to get guys younger than 30 years old on this team. I'm also trying to re-sign Debo Samuel because I do think there's a likelihood that does occur. Everyone we're going after is interested in coming. I guess I was wrong. We also have a tight end. So likely we do need a tight end, and likely would be awesome, I feel like. So Cameron Curl, reunion with him at that strong safety spot, Kwity Paye, and Asante Samuel. So if we can get all 5 of these guys, I think that'd be a solid start. So let's see if we get at least like 4 of them. we do get 4 of them, so I'll take that. The one guy we do not get back is Debo. That's kind of interesting. So Debo decides not to come back to Washington, so he goes to the Rams instead. There is a couple of other guys here, but at the end of the day, we probably should sign at least one wide receiver out here. I'm not going to lie, because I don't know if we can rely on McCaffrey. I'll probably give Kendrick Bourne an offer. There was some interest there anyway. So Kendrick Bourne could be like our Debo replacement, I guess, for now. So we'll go with that. And there's still a lot more work to be done, but I'll take that as a solid first offseason. Like I said, a lot more to be done, but I'll take it. Still have the draft. Fortunately, like I said, we do not have a second round pick going into this draft, but this is what it looks like right now. So we have Bill, who will probably start running back next year for us at this point. And then defensively, we've added some youth on this side, which is good. Definitely still want to get a linebacker. We got Newton, Kwity Paye, Luvu, and then once Armstrong's back, that'll make the edge rushers look a little bit better. And then once Amos is back, corners will look a little bit better as well. So linebackers are definitely something I want to get in the draft if we can. So let's go ahead, without further ado, jump to the draft, and let's see what our pick is and what we can get there, because we need to nail this one. So I'm actually looking to trade this pick. We have the 6th overall selection, but because we do not have a second round pick, I do believe we should pick up some extra draft capital here. Now, this is quite a trade down. Oh, I can't edit the offer. So the Niners, I mean, we can get the first round, or we get the 23rd overall pick and a second round pick from the Niners, which I'm intrigued by, but I don't think that's enough. If I can get a little bit more out of them, I would be okay with doing that. So let's see if we can maybe make something happen with them. So if we give them 6th overall pick, we go talk to the 49ers, because, you know, it would make sense that Adam Peters would negotiate with his former team. Could we get a second round pick in next year's draft maybe as well? Because this is quite a trade down. So what would they say to this? Not quite. What if we swap a 4th with you in next year's draft? Would you do it then? No, not yet. What about a couple 6th in this draft? What do you say? Still not ready to say yes. Interesting. Okay. Kind of annoying so far, but I mean, I can't trade them a 3rd. I kind of need that. What about a 5th and a 6th? Would you do it then? There we go. So we got a 2nd in this draft and a 1st in this draft, and yeah, we trade down, but we need an extra pick in this draft. We do miss out on potentially a really good player, but one of the players I may have taken could still be here. So we could take Love, but I don't think I'm gonna go that route. I think what I want to do is, like I said, I want a linebacker, and I do think I'm going to take Anthony Hill out of Texas to be our 1st round pick. So we need a linebacker that has some speed, and Anthony Hill seems to check all those boxes. So I think that's a very good start. He's going to be the Bobby Wagner replacement, and now we will go to round 2 with that pick we just picked up. We definitely need more edge rushers, so to me, it makes way too much sense not to take an edge rusher here. Joshua Josephs, which is an interesting name out of Tennessee, but he looks pretty damn good, so this makes a lot of sense in my opinion. 91 in true value, drafted 55, but he's still hidden dev. Washington does not have a great pass rush right now, so stacking up on an edge rusher early on makes a ton of sense, and I'm glad we were able to do just that. Then I am going to go in and take a wide receiver. We definitely could use some depth there, so I'm going to take Jeremy Bernard here in round 3, college being Alabama. He is going to be 147 true value. He is hidden dev though, 91 speed. So add some more speed on the offense. We need that, and that is our first offseason in the books. Was not perfect by any means, but hopefully with a healthy squad next year, at least we hope we're healthy, that maybe we could bounce back and get back into the postseason after the NFC Championship appearance, but we shall see. So here is the lineup going into season number 2, 83 overall with an 84 offense and an 83 defense. We get the Jags in week 1, so let's see what the lineup is looking like. So we got Jaden Daniels under center. Bill is starting at running back. Terry McLaurin, Jamin Lane, Kendrick Bourne, Bernard, likely Connerly, Cosmin Biotish, Coleman, and Laramie Tunsil. Defensively, we have Anthony Hill now at that middle linebacker spot. We got Josephs, Dorrance Armstrong, Kwity Paye, Johnny Newton. So yeah, we got some depth there. I did cut Marshawn Lattimore, as I said I was going to. So still a little bit more to pick up on this team, but all in all, I'm happy with the offseason we had. I felt like it was solid enough, but a lot more still to be done. So can we make the playoffs based off that offseason we just had? I mean, with Jaden Daniels starting a full season, at least we hope that's the case, you should make the playoffs. At least that's what I'd like to think, but we'll see what Madden thinks. I'll see you guys at the end of year 2. So unfortunately, we did not bounce back and make the playoffs. We finished up at 7-10. The Lions beat the Chiefs in the Super Bowl, and here was your recap. So Dable wins Coach of the Year. Obviously, he was fired in real life, but we do get Defensive Rookie of the Year for Anthony Hill, so it looks like we hit on that pick. I believe that automatically gives him Superstar Dev, if I'm not mistaken. Let's look at the stats. So offensively, we're 20th in the NFL, so not the greatest thing to see there. Defensively, 31st. So yeah, we still weren't very good on both sides of the ball. 24 and 15 from Jaden, nothing crazy there. 18 touchdowns and 1,000 yards from Bill, though. Pretty solid rushing season for him. Receiving wise, Kendrick Bourne led the way with 10 touchdowns, 1,100 yards, 900 from McLaurin, 500 from Likely, and 400 from Jalen Lane. And then defensively, sacks wise, did he get 9 out of Deron Payne, 8 from Kwity Paye, 6 for Armstrong, 2.5, and along with 6 interceptions from Anthony Hill. So it looks like he had himself a really good season. So I think we nailed that first round pick at the very least. But unfortunately, as I mentioned, it was not a very good season. So let's see who is a free agent. Jaden Dale's 5th-year option will obviously accept. Quan Martin may look to upgrade there. Laramie Tunsil, I mean, yeah, they traded a lot to get this guy. So ideally, we keep Tunsil to protect Jaden, so we'll go ahead and make sure that's something that's taken care of. Deron Payne, I do think will probably eventually be let go. Armstrong, I'm going to let go as well. Luvu, I like Luvu a lot, but he is 30. I would give him another deal, but I wouldn't be surprised if we find a starter over him, so we'll bring him back. Payne, I'm going to let go. I'm going to let a lot of these guys walk at this point, so yeah, I don't think I'm re-signing anybody else. So Biotish, though, I mean, I like Biotish, so we'll go ahead and give him a... No, he says no. Okay, that's fine. All right, so we have $180 million in cap space to work with to head into free agency with. So let's have ourselves another, hopefully, good offseason. But before we do that, of course, as usual, let's look at the lineup. So Bill hit star dev. Okay, I like that a lot. So we'll definitely take that. So we definitely need a center, obviously. But Bill getting star dev definitely helps out a ton. So I love that for us. Bourne, McLaurin, Likely is good. I mean, the O-line other than center is looking good. Still think we could use another wide receiver, I will say. Defensively, as I mentioned, Anthony Hill does indeed get our superstar dev. Luvu looks like he got hurt, so that probably hurts a little bit. We need a new D tackle, although I do like Javon Kinlaw, but his overall in Madden is nothing to be overly excited about. So yeah, I think there's a lot more to be done, so let's set up free agency. So 4 offers have been made in this free agency class as we're going after Quinn Williams, who was just traded to Dallas, but Dallas, for whatever reason, has let him hit free agency. So yeah, he's interested in coming to Washington. Why the hell not? Ardarius Washington, Trent Simpson, so a couple Ravens if we can get them, and Aaron Brewer to be that stability center if we can get them. So let's see if we get... All right, so we get Quinn Williams and Ardarius Washington. We do not get already... Wait, I'm already forgetting who else we were going after there. And it just... I was literally just looking at it. Oh, it was Trent Simpson. That's right. So we don't get Trent Simpson. Jenkins is here and does want to come over to Washington. Do I just go after him, I guess, at this point? Like, I had him in the Jets video and I had Likely, but... I mean, they're here again, so why not? So I'm going to withdraw my offer on Brewer then and just settle for Jenkins. Like, that's not even settling. That's just upgrading, rather. So we get Jenkins, and we did not get Trent Simpson. So linebackers are still something we definitely need. We should have a solid pick in this draft once again. Man, if I had the ability to take Jeremiah Smith or Ryan Williams, I would absolutely be all over that. But we definitely may not have that luxury. So Williams is going to give us a nice D tackle to have. We get a free safety. Linebackers are still something I do want to go after. So we might sign one in free agency still while we're here. If there is any to like, I will say that may be an issue. So nothing here. Nothing here. And there's Drew Tranquil. I mean, at this point, if we're just going for anything, there is a star dev, Will and Dennis. I mean, sure, we can maybe have him just be a starter and maybe he develops more. So we'll go after him. And if he might go to the Jets, we'll see. He does choose us. Okay, so that's big. And now we can hit up the draft. We have some extra draft capital as well from that trade. So hopefully we can have ourselves a really good draft. But I think we're getting closer to being back in the postseason. At least I certainly hope so. So I think in round 1, we're going to be taking Ellis Robinson the 4th. We have good corners as it is, but man... Best player available, I think Ellis Robinson the 4th. It just makes too much sense here with the lead speed. So we're going to bring him in. He's number 7 in true value. Got him at pick 12. So to me, that's a great start to this draft, but definitely still need more. Corner was a position we felt okay at, but doesn't hurt to add another one. So now we're in the second round, back-to-back second-round picks, and I'm going to take Caden Durham here. I don't know if Jaden and Caden play together, but he's from LSU. I think there's a chance their paths might have crossed. Number 24 in true value, drafted at 43, 95 speed. So that feels like a really good pick to start off the second round, and then hopefully we have ourselves a good one. I might just take Cam Coleman out of Auburn, or we could come down and maybe add some depth to the D tackle spot, or take Nebraska's Hunter. Don't know much about him, but a release speed is good. He's 6'2". As I said, I kind of want another body at wide receiver, so I think I'm going to go ahead and take another offensive weapon here. So Hunter, 104 true value, drafted 44, hidden dev though, so at least we'll take that. And now we head to good old round 3. I'm just going to take some depth at the D tackle. You can never have enough D tackles, and you know, build in the trenches. So Daniel Lyons looks like, oh gosh, I didn't even need to show you guys that. That was just a horrible pick. So that's how we end this one. Not on a good note, but still overall pretty good offseason. Let's get into year 3. So I have changed the schemes on our team this season, but I did not change the playbooks. As I told you guys in the first one, if you watched it, I'm trying my hardest not to change the playbooks too much, even though I might be digging myself a hole by doing that. 86 overall with an 87 offense and an 85 defense. So let's take a look at the lineup. We got Jaden Daniels, we got Bill, we got Durham, Bernard, Bourne, we got McLaurin, we got Hunter down here as well. Parker. So it looks like we got some O-line depth, which is nice. I mean, the O-line's looking pretty good, so Jaden should be protected. Defensively, we got Anthony Hill, Dennis, Frankie Louvu, Curl, Robinson, who's an 83 overall out of the gate. I'll definitely take that. So yeah, we'll see, man. I mean, I'm hoping to finally get ourselves back into the postseason. We're keeping the playbooks, changing the schemes. We'll see if that changes anything at all. I will see you guys at the end of year number 3. Well, 7-10 on the season once again. So we're just stuck in mediocrity right now, which is quite annoying. But yeah, that's Madden for you sometimes. I mean, offensively 25th NFL, so I may have to turn my attention to changing the playbooks, but maybe it's simply, I don't know. That's the part that I don't love about rebuilding in this game, is the playbooks play such a big factor. And I was able to get away with it in the Jets video, but not this one so far. So 20-12 from Jaden Daniels, 5 touchdowns, 795 yards from Bill, 1,000 yards from Terry, 600 from Jalen Lane, and 600 from Isaiah Likely, and Bernard was 600 as well. Defensively, sacks wise, you had 8.5 from Joseph, so that's really nice to see. Quiddy Pay with 4.5 and Newton with 4.5. One thing I know for a fact I really want to do this offseason. I know we have Terry McLaurin, but I want to get a bona fide true top 5. I don't even know how easy it would be to pull this off, but I want to get a bona fide top 5 edge rusher and a top 5 wide receiver. That's the dream scenario anyway, this offseason. That's what I would like to accomplish. Will we be able to do something like that? I don't know, but that is my goal and my dream right now going into this offseason. The only issue with that is our salary cap room is starting to run out, which makes sense. We've given out some big contracts. Sarah still definitely want to go ahead and keep him if I can. So that's going to be something we go ahead and bring him back. Johnny Newton, who is our D tackle 2, I definitely want to bring him back if I can. We're going to have to lose somebody, though. Is Terry a free agent this offseason? I don't know. Louisville, we have to let go. Luke McCaffrey, probably have to let go. Edwards. So probably have to let the rest of these guys go here. But here is the one conversation to have. Connor, fifth-year option on Connolly will accept. And Brandon Coleman, I mean, yeah, I prefer not to have to. Well, actually, we drafted Joe Brunner, so I might just let Coleman go and save the money there. And Louisville at this point at 31, I'll probably let him go too. So we aren't going in the offseason with a ton of salary cap room, and we do have to keep in mind we are paying Jaden Daniels next offseason, so we have to be very careful with what we do here. But is Terry McLaurin still under contract at this point? Yes, he is. All right. So we have Terry McLaurin, we have Jalen Lane, we have Bernard, we have Hunter. Man, oh man, like I said, do I want to get a wide receiver? Like, I like Terry, don't get me wrong, but I want another wide receiver opposite of him that would just, wreck anybody's defense. That's what I'm hoping for. Defensively, I'm not mad at this, other than, you could use a linebacker, and I said edge rusher. I would love to get an edge rusher if we can too. But let's see if free agency has any of that to offer to us. It looks like we can get signed. We have Gibbs, which is nice. I mean, I don't need that. I mean, Jordan Addison kind of fits that idea of what I'm talking about. So this might be the move. Go after Jordan Addison. You have Addison and Terry. I mean, that's pretty nasty still. So I think that's what we'll try to do. Although I don't know if we have enough money for him. So let's see. It might be kind of tight. Yeah, it might be kind of... Yeah, I don't know if we're going to be able to do as much as like I think. Unless if we have somebody we can just cut right now. But with the idea of having to pay Terry, it's going to be very tough. Or not Terry, Jaden. It's going to be very tough. Now, I will say there is some guys coming off the books maybe you could justify. But yeah, Terry's going to come off the books. That's going to save a little bit of money. But yeah, I mean, I don't think we can. I think we have to just hope the draft is where we get what we need. So I think I'll do that. So we'll just hit up the draft and try to get an edge rusher, a wide receiver, and a linebacker all in this draft. I don't think we have the ammunition salary cap wise to go after what I'm looking for. Well, I guess I'm drafting another linebacker in the top 10. Not really sure how I feel about this, but he looks a lot better than the other guys I'm looking at right now as far as what I want. So Justin Williams, welcome to the team. You and Anthony Hill should be a nice duo, hopefully. Number 8 in true value, got him at number 8. So literally at his value. Can't be mad at that. Welcome to Washington. I'm taking an edge rusher here in the second round. Armando Blunt, welcome to the team. Looks like a really good pick, in my opinion, out of Miami. 6'4", big guy. He is going to be a 40 in true value. Got him at 40. So far we're nailing exactly value on the face. And let's go make this last pick in round 3. I doubt we get a wide receiver we're overly excited about in round 3, to be honest with you. But we'll, just kind of see what's there. So wide receiver... Not much here, I would assume, but we do have Mr. Hale here out of Alabama, 197 pounds. I mean, sure, why not? I'm just going to go ahead and take him, and this might be another... Dude, I'm just sucking in round 3 so far. 95 speed, though, so we did not get a weapon like I wanted, but we got everything else, so... Maybe that's good enough, and we're definitely going to be changing the playbooks as well going into year 4 because we have just not seen the production I want to see. So, yeah, we got to pull that out. So, here's what we're running going into year 4. We're going to go Andy Reid's offense and Sean McDermott's defense. I feel like I usually have success when running a 4-3 using Bill's defense. So, here's the lineup. We got Jaden Daniels, Durham, Bill, McLaurin, Bernard, Hunter, and Lane. And they got Tunsil, Brunner, Jenkins, Cosme, Connerly, Likely, and Parker. And then defensively, we have Williams, who's moved over to Sam, with Anthony Hill, who's up to an X factor. Blunt, who is a 76 on the depth chart. Curl, Still, Samuel, Trey Amos, Robinson, Washington. I mean, this should hopefully be a playoff team, but we'll see. Playbooks should play a part in pushing us that far, but time will tell. I'll see you guys at the end of year 4. So at the end of this season, we finally got the respect in the simulation. We went 13-4, and all it took was a playbook change. Unless we missed the playoffs 13-4, which would be pretty funny and ironic, but I assume we got the number 1 seed, and we did. The Giants... Whoa, hold on. Hold the phone. Oh, it's because divisions, obviously. I'm about to say, why are the Giants 13-4 as the 5th seed? But divisions, right? Divisions play a big role. So, the Rams went 13-4 as well, but it looks like we had the tiebreaker over them. The Bears and the Packers make the playoffs at 9-8. But let's take a look at our stats, man. We have not had a good offense or a good defense once in this video. And finally, when you change the playbooks, look what happens. Offensively, 5th in the NFL. So defensively, 8th in the NFL. So top 10 on both sides. 32-5 from Jaden Daniels. 11 touchdowns, 1,100 yards from Caden Durham. 200 yards and 7 touchdowns from Jaden. And then you had 1,300 yards from Terry. So Terry finally had a really good season. I mean, look how old he is at this point. Jalen Lane, another really good season as well. Likely good season. Bernard, solid season. Durham, good in the air. And Josephs, there we go. We got some sack production. 14 sacks from Joshua Josephs, 9 from Quinnen Williams, 6.5 from Justin Williams. So what is his depth trait, by the way? Superstar. So we drafted 2 great linebackers in this rebuild. So we've done a great job, I feel like. But all right, let's go ahead, get into, I guess, divisional round, because we don't even have to play wild card weekend. So let's see who we are going to get in the divisional. I assume it'll be the Bears or the Packers. It's actually the Giants, funny enough, who also went 13-4. I assume this is Jackson Dart we're going to be going up against, but maybe it's someone else. I'm curious. It is Mendoza, who I had in the Jets video, and he was pretty good. So definitely a little terrified here, but let's go ahead and get into it. A divisional battle between 2 13-4 teams is not what I had in mind for our first matchup in the playoffs, but it's what is here. So this should be an interesting battle. We start off with the ball, and we do score quickly. So I love that. 7-0 start. And we are going to allow the Giants to get a field goal. Can we go up 14-3? Yes, we can. That's a big W. Let's see if we can go up 21-3 now. And we're up 17-3. Okay. Let's put some more points on the board because the Giants could get back in this pretty quickly. But so far, it looks like, okay, so it looks like we've bled the clock out. Interception from Cameron Curl. And just like that, we will take down our fellow division rival, the Giants, 20-3. We will take that, and we're already, of course, headed to the NFC Championship because of the bye. So let's go see who's awaiting us there. That was a 13-14 we just had to take down. So hopefully we maybe get a little bit of an easier opponent in the next one, although it could be the Rams. It is indeed the Los Angeles Rams back here at home once again, but this is another 13-14 we have to deal with. So we've had a tough path if we're going to get to the Super Bowl. We start off with the ball here again, or no, wait. No, we didn't have the ball there, but it is 0-0 so far. So both defenses playing extremely well, and it continues here, but the Rams will draw first blood 7-0, but we scored before the half was over in 30 seconds. Okay. So our momentum on offense is starting to build, but it's now 14-10. We need to score here. We need to score here, and we do get a score, and we do get a stop, and we are going to go up 24-14, and just like that, we have punched our ticket to the big game, the Super Bowl. So like I said, two 13-14s we had to go through, so we should be ready for whoever's in front of us in the Super Bowl. You would think Sean McVay's former team doesn't get it done. Let's go see who's awaiting us in the biggest grand stage of them all, that being the Super Bowl. It is going to be none other than the Houston Texans, who just played a great game against the Buffalo Bills. They made Josh Allen look human in that one almost, but we're up 7-0. We're in Tampa as well, up 10-0, so 2-possession lead for us already. Don't know if it's Stroud starting under center for the Texans. I presume it would be, but the Texans can get back in this at any moment. But we will put it up 17-3. It's 17-10. The Texans do not have enough timeouts, and just like that, we bring the Commanders to the Super Bowl, and we do win that thing as well. So I will absolutely take that. It was Stroud, of course, starting under center for the Texans. So I hope you guys enjoyed it. Another realistic rebuild where we bring it all the way to the Super Bowl. Can't be mad at that. I hope you guys did enjoy it. Took a bit longer than I would have wanted to get to the playoffs, but we did make it there eventually. This is Crushables. I'm saying peace.